Tory Lanez found guilty of shooting Megan Thee Stallion. And a courtroom turned chaotic after a trial that seethed with tension. A Los Angeles jury on Friday convicted Daystar Peterson, the Canadian rapper better known for his stage name, Tory Lanez, found guilty of shooting the rap star Megan Thee Stallion. He is being held responsible for shooting Meg Thee Stallion in both feet in the summer of 2022 after a disagreement over their romantic relationships and individual careers. This story is a tragic one with many facets and different moving parts, so let's bust down everything we know about it from the start. It all started this past July when Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez were hanging out in an SUV in Hollywood Hills. At some point during their encounter, shots were fired from inside the vehicle and Megan ended up leaving the scene with what turned out to be gunshot wounds in her feet. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery and later described her experience as the worst experience of her life. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office began investigating the incident, ultimately determining that Tory Lanez had been responsible for shooting Meg Thee Stallion on October 8, 2020. He was charged with one felony count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, which carries a maximum sentence of 22 years and 8 months in prison. That's one major bid. The news sent shockwaves throughout hip-hop culture, as well as across social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram, where many fans expressed their outrage at Lanez's actions. Even celebrities such as Cardi B and Nicki Minaj took to social media to express their support for Megan in the aftermath of this traumatic event. In December 2020, Lanez finally entered a plea on the charge, not guilty, but after months of legal proceedings, he eventually changed his plea to no contest on April 12, 2021. This meant that while he wasn't admitting guilt, he also wasn't disputing it either, essentially leaving it up to the court to decide his fate. This brings us up until today, when a Los Angeles Superior Court judge ruled that Tory Lanez was indeed guilty of shooting Megan Thee Stallion last summer. In addition to receiving probation for 5 years and having his firearm privileges revoked, he will also have to complete community service hours as well as mandatory counseling sessions related to domestic violence awareness and anger management. What makes this case especially tragic is how it shines light on the wider issues affecting society today, such as gun violence and domestic abuse, two topics that still need greater public discussion if any meaningful progress is to be made against them in this country or in any other nation around the world. It is our sincere hope here at our channel that justice has been served by this verdict. More importantly, we hope that both parties can move forward here in a dignified manner, free from further harm or suffering caused by these events. Meg Thee Stallion herself has become a powerful voice speaking out against gender-based violence, her biggest wish being that actions like hers will inspire others who have gone through similar experiences and hope they don't feel ashamed or afraid anymore, but instead proud and empowered knowing they can speak up too without fear of reprisal or backlash from anyone else ever again. That's why we must remember stories like these, not just when something terrible happens, but even when things are going well, reminding ourselves always that there are people out there who still face injustice every single day, despite all of our efforts combined, yet still manage somehow to keep fighting for what they believe in regardless. Just like Meg Thee Stallion did here with her own story involving Tory Lanez, and ultimately winning justice once again thanks to the strength and courage, unlike anything most other people could muster up themselves under these similar circumstances, no matter how hard they would try. Imagine how hard this would be to do in a world that not only looks down on snitching, but is also on a world stage. We should all aspire at least once in our lifetimes, reaching a type of bravery and tenacity no matter what the situation we find ourselves getting into. Ronnie, Tory's father, has remained a super supporter of his son during these difficult times. Remember, when these things happen, both sides lose. In an open letter on Instagram, Ronnie asked people to be more understanding and compassionate towards Tory. He expressed his belief that everyone deserves a chance at redemption and should be given the opportunity to learn from their errors. On top of that, he appealed for compassion for families who have loved ones facing criminal allegations or convictions, because for them, there is no easy solution or quick fix to these challenges. Tory Lanez's OG also called out society's tendency to focus on the negative and paint all people with the same brush regardless of their own individual merits or circumstances. He hopes that by standing up for his son, other parents in similar positions can find comfort in knowing that they are not alone and can stand up for their children too without feeling judged by the public opinion. Ronnie's unwavering commitment to supporting his son sends a powerful message about unconditional love and understanding that we all make mistakes. We could all soak a little bit of that game up, especially in today's world where justice often feels biased by society's prejudices and assumptions. It is this kind of parental advocacy that brings hope into a hopeless situation. Even when it seems like all hope is lost, there is still someone willing to stand up for what is right, because that person believes in second chances and doesn't judge others based solely on one mistake they have made in their lives. We can learn a lot from Tory Lanez's example. Sometimes it takes courage to admit defeat, but even if our efforts seem futile at first, fighting for what we believe in can make a real difference in someone else's life, even if it just means providing them with somebody who has their back while everyone else turns away. We want to thank you for tuning into our channel today and engaging with this important topic. We hope that this verdict serves as a reminder to us all about how essential it is that justice prevails even amidst uncertainty, and that we don't allow ourselves to give into despair no matter what life throws our way. Our thoughts and prayers are with both parties involved during this time, hoping they can move forward from here in a dignified manner, free from further harm or suffering caused by these events. See y'all next time on Rap Uninterrupted.